Alright, let's see here. I think we got everything. We did the tweet. We changed up the other stuff. Okay. Alright, let's get this started, I think. So, howdy folks, and welcome back to the Flying T-Bar-C. It is Modern Monday, and that means we're going to be playing more Tales of Arise. Also, due to holiday/work scheduling changed things, I will be streaming tomorrow for Throwback Thursday. So it will be Throwback Thursday on a Tuesday. And we'll probably do a matinee show, which is, me streaming in the midday or the afternoon time before the regularly scheduled stream. And I will not be streaming on Thursday because Thursday is Thanksgiving, and I'm going to go eat really good food with family. I will also make a tweet about all this stuff after the stream tonight. Also, don't forget, you can find me here at Twitch, on YouTube, and at Twitter, all using Flying T-Bar-C. So let's get this done, shall we? Cha-ching, cha-ching. Oh, whoa. Okay, so when you hit a certain point in the game, it actually... Wow, okay. Huh. They changed the stuff. I'm just checking to see if there's anything new. I don't think there is. Good. Continue on.
I think it's safe to rest here now.
So first and foremost, we need to change everybody's outfits. We went with alternate normal stuff. We can go school uniform this time. Well, wait, hang on. The school uniform and then alternate. I mean, we haven't done the swimsuit stuff in a while. I don't dig it. So samurai it is. That one's got a very Monkey King feel to it as far as colors are. Alright. Next part was activity records, bibliophile, discover more owls, defeat the Mentis, which was like level 40-ish. Ding, ding, ding. Hello, peoples. There we go. I had to remember how to run.
I think Hoodle senses something.
Alright, Hoodle. Where's your owl buddy at? Up there, I see him.
Ho! Ho, ho, ho. Ho! Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Ho! Maybe something's going on in the forest.
Oh, there is. We just can't go there yet, I'm pretty sure. Well, maybe I can now? Nope. Still can't go back to the forest.
You see anybody around here who could use our help?
We can't chase after every...
Yes, we can. That was so scary. Really, really scary.
Well,
What's wrong? Why are you so afraid? I heard all sorts of strange noises like crackle, roar, splish, splash, howl, whoosh, and boom, bump outside of town. And you left the town? Never go wandering outside where it's not safe. You hear me? Easy, Rinwell. Kid, you probably spotted the Zoogle. Did you see anything when it made that crackle and roar sound? It was red. Red, crackling, and roaring. Red. Oh, I get it. He must have saw fire coming out of it. Fire, of course. So that would mean the splashing sound is water. The howling sound wind, and the booming sound... And that booming sound was you, Rinwell?
hey,
Why's it gotta be me? Because you're always loud and booming when you're dropping lightning on me when you get mad. This little kid wouldn't know anything about that. Boom, boom, you're a boom, boom lady. You see what I mean? Even he agrees, and he hardly knows you. If you two have had quite enough teasing me, there's a dangerous Zoogle on the loose. Are you gonna make the scary thing go away, lady?
got it.
You bet. Don't worry. Us grown-ups will take care of it. If you saw it outside of town, do you think he was in the Lab 2 marshlands? Whatever it is, it sounds like it's going to be a pain. Go get him, Barky boy. Is that your nickname for me or something? Down the elevator. Okay, there's an inn and nothing else.
I sense a poor soul who is in dire need.
Sounds like our cue to step in and help.
Hey, you're those liberators. Can I ask you to help me with something? Huh? You sound a lot more lively than most people around here. I am, and it's all thanks to those boomies.
Well,
You mean those tiny little zoogles? Yep, those are the ones. Every time I see one of them, I can't help but think how freakishly cute and adorable they are. If more people could see them up close, I bet they'd start to feel better a lot faster. You really think so? I mean, I guess they're pretty cute for zoogles, I'll give you that. I know, right? The way they stare at you with those beady eyes, those little fangs that can chew through anything. I love everything about them. You're crazy. Those things are scary as hell. They never shut up. And they like to throw that dirty stuff at you, too.
Huh?
That's all part of their charm. I could look at them forever and never get tired. So I guess what I want to ask, could you bring a handful of them outside of town, or defeat a handful outside of town and bring them back here to me, pretty please? Sure, you've got it. Do you really have to beat them up if you just want people to admire them? I hate to do it, but you know how naughty those boomies can get sometimes. It's really for the best this way. Anyway, thanks for helping. I can't wait to see what you guys bring in. Oh god.
Boomy, Boomy.
Heck? Are you stuck on that too?
No, really. I kind of see where they're coming from.
Are you okay with anything as long as it's round and flies?
I think so.
Oh, hey!
Hey, what's up, dude?
Seriously?
Terrible opening law, but let's roll with it. Oh, what do you mean? What is it? I just mean, like, how's your work? Are you making progress? No, I am not making progress.
Well,
Is there a problem? Yes.
Huh?
Is there a specific reason why your work isn't going so well? I don't have any materials. Where did you get the materials before? From the Zoogles in the castle. From the Zoogles? Jeez. Goes to show just how low Valorant soldiers used to stoop. But his forces are all gone. So how are you getting material these days? I'm not, because there are no
that's
Zoogles.
just...
I suppose without any remnants left in the castle to keep them contained, the Zoogles got out on their own. So they got loose and turned into feral strays. I'm surprised they didn't wreck the city on the way out. But getting back to this guy, if we don't help him out, he's probably just gonna stand around not getting anything done, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, most likely. And I guess that means we better go out and find these materials he's looking for. It probably won't solve his problem forever, but at least it'll give him something to do once he has them.
Law.
Wait a second, Law. When you say you got your materials from the Castle Zoogles, are you talking about this stuff by any chance? Yes, that's right. Oh, that was easy. Problem solved, aren't you lucky? Hmm? Oh,
Oh?
what? That... Thank you.
Oh, wow!
You said that all
All
by...
right.
No need to thank us, man. Just make sure you put that stuff to good use and do a good job now. Yes, I will do my best.
I wasn't expecting to thank you for that.
Maybe socializing with people is helping to jog his memory bit by bit. You did good, Law.
Thanks.
Whoop. Whoop. Out to the marshlands we go.
I wonder what we'll find out there this time. Most likely Zoogles, I would reckon. I mean, other than them.
Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
Yeah. That's great and all, but we ain't dealing with it.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Rising water!
Hold on to your horses. Here I come.
Hurricane thrust! Rising rocket! Here I come! Commander of Heaven!
There we go. I gotta get back into the groove.
I prefer it that way.
Woo.
What about you?
I think that vacuum blades is gonna be a
Look what I
very
just found.
impressive new. What the crud? Those are new. Where did they come from? Those were not there the last time I was over here.
Get lost.
You're mine!
This was circle.
Rising Falcon!
I'll be shattering steel.
We got fire!
I've got this. Let him mark.
Oh yeah, I can definitely dig that one.
I'll take you all off! Rising Falcon! Here I come! Rising Falcon!
Over so soon?
Oh, heal. Thank you. I'm going to return to work. Gathering food. Now. Sashimi! You know what? Considering I have tomorrow off, I'm thinking about going to get sushi. And I might actually go and, like, get some sashimi while I'm at it.
Enough done! Rising water! No further!
Holy land! These ones cannot reach around us. In here. By the power.
Rising water!
Small, but a victory.
That reminds me, I need to change R1. Bring Law back in.
Nonetheless.
It's the
we
core
have a
party
long
that I
way
tend to
to
use
go.
the most. Dohalim is super useful though to act as a sub healer. Which is why I used him against the Lord last time, because that dude was dishing out so much damage and I really couldn't keep up.
My opponent might take you.
What I do?
Radiant here. Where are you going? Not where I walk.
Inferno punch!
Stay hot. Get back down. Overconfidence can bite you in the butt.
Okay, we're going that way. I can just get in the water.
Got a bad feeling about this one.
Me too. Better keep our distance.
We'll kick your ass later, buddy.
Nope. We're gonna kick his ass now.
Brace yourself. This one's tough. Crush. You picked the wrong one.
It's a duel beyond.
Here I come.
Mike,
Can you take care of that field?
Let's go get them done.
Hurricane Fluff!
Holy Glimmer!
I'm on! Rising Wyvern! Hurricane Flash you! Tear! It's finished!
Let's do it!
All these you here now! Hurricane Fluff! Tear!
that circuit does it. Look, I'm nearly done for.
Oh, jeez.
What you do? Drop him down?
Here I come!
I can carve through him.
Okay, I can definitely see why this is, one, two, didn't get the big one.
Scarlet Inferno! I'm on! I'll pull you through!
Okay. So luckily,
Take this! You'll finish! Hurricane Fluff! Tear! Hurricane Fluff! Tear! Burn in hell!
Armor won't save you.
Hurricane Fluff! Rising Fluff! You're mine! It's over! Now, all is freely!
Take it down.
We got him on the run! Right. Too many was fighting. It's over! You picked the wrong fight! Take this! It's over! Now it's off! Hurricane Fluff! Rising Wyvern! Here I come! It's over!
Bam! Nice. Got the
Coming
astral
in stronger
flower.
than before.
And then let's find that other quest I was working on. Activity records. There's Zoogle mascot. Not over here? Aha! Here we go. Oh geez, doesn't it look like there's any fast travel points super nearby there?
We should be able to cook here.
Forge weapons. Holy mackerel. That is a lot. Okay, but I am missing certain stuff, so that's fine. But we can do this solid edge sword. Oh, it's actually weaker. So we will craft it, but we will not equip it. Craft and equip. The Dark Wings. Radiant Shield. Okay. Okay, nobody's armor can be upgraded through that. We shall manage the wrench. New animals can now be raised. Rat pig. Oh, okay. So we shall do cow with the fattening feed. We shall do pig with the fattening feed. We shall do chicken with the fattening feed. We shall do sheep with the fattening feed. And rat pig. Mysterious natural wonders born with a pig's body and a rabbit's eggs. Rabbit's ears. Zoogles are known to have a taste for their rare, pricey meat.
I always love the sound of hammers banging away.
Alright, now we gotta figure out. We gotta go find those monsters.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Okay, could not jump off. Oh!
Hey!
Oh!
Are you insane? What the hell were you thinking? I thought we were gonna die!
One simply needs to be bold and act with conviction in times such as these.
Did you know it was gonna be safe before you jumped? Because I sure didn't.
More or less. I figured there would likely be a basin here akin to most such waterfalls.
Don't just make people jump off cliffs on a hunch.
I won't lie. I didn't know.
Are we ever gonna finish climbing this ladder?
We're climbing a considerable height. It's only natural that it will take some time.
That's not the problem here.
We are getting closer to the top, aren't we?
You just gotta keep your spirits up, Ringo. Positive thinking is everything.
Go, guys, go! All the way up. For a chest. That was a heavy treat. I mean, that's nice, don't get me wrong, but damn.
Hi, you're looking help.
What did I find?
Oh god, oh god, oh god.
Got fired.
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours.
This one's mine. That's my cue. Here's our hero.
Shut him down. It's over.
Nope.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Is there anything more magnificent than the musculature of a warrior? Perhaps it is in search of this perfect beauty that I myself am drawn into battle.
Whatever you say, Dohalim.
But a opponent like this should be easy. Ignite!
Anything normal is alright!
Captain?
Here I go! Feel kind of safe. I tried it!
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for you to do it.
Nope, nope, get out of it, get out of it, get out of it.
We've all got enough on our plates.
Yeah, man!
We'll see about that.
I'll burn it all!
There it is.
Flaming pillar! Fire!
Now, here. Astral energy.
Say no more.
Nice.
You sure you still want to press forward? If something happened to you,
Oh, hey, equipment. Drums of the Master.
You've collected an awful lot of those objects. You sure it's not just
Hush! Be quiet for a moment. The pieces speak to me.
What?
These relics that are scattered about. I can hear them whispering, longing to reunite with their lost friends and become one again.
Really? Do you hear any voices coming from them, Rinwell?
What? No. Don't get me wrong. I'm really interested in these things too. but I'm not crazy.
But don't you sometimes mutter stuff like, "Come to me, astral energy," when you cast your arts?
You're right. Oh my gosh. Are Dohalim and I actually alike?
Its charm really shines through now that it's been reassembled. Its streamlined shape, its geometric patterns. This is no mere amateur's work. He's in his own little world at this point.
You get just like him when it comes to weapons, you know.
You're right. Oh my gosh. Am I just like Dohalim?
Huh? Why are you guys so quiet all of a sudden?
What a wonderful treasure this is.
We're quiet because you were like, you made the glass shatter. Like, now everyone's all freaked out about the fact that they may be like something that they didn't even realize. Okay. This is not the correct floor.
The spray from this waterfall feels so good.
Seriously. Makes the sweat I worked up getting here all worth it.
Don't get too wet now, you two, or else you'll catch a cold.
Kisar being mom. And we are still not there yet.
None shall escape my judgment. Don't mind if I do.
It's over. Mind me water. Hey, I'll pick you all up. You got fire.
Leave the enemy guard to me.
You'll be placed here. All yours. All back in here and fetch it.
Glad you have your ears.
I'll show you how useful I can be.
You're mine.
Here I come. I'll please, sir.
What's this?
Oh yes. Vacuum blade is definitely a good attack.
Sorry.
Stay away from my friends.
Uh-oh.
Hey, anyone else think this might be a touch too dangerous?
Ringwell's right. We should...
No. I mean, we did just fine. Like, we came through here just fine.
Fall back to regroup and try again later.
We just need to kill the stupid boom boom things. After that, we can fast travel back to the city.
You got company.
You don't need to sound surprised.
You fight better at a distance. Further away. You and
There,
I both.
see? Just fine.
Managed to pull through.
There's the Zoogle we were asked to handle.
What's up, boomies?
This will be a delicious piece of cake. Where are you going? Take my
It's
judgment.
over. Be careful, everyone. This one isn't normal.
Rebellion energy turn that fast.
You don't need to sounds so wise.
Sounds like it's... Perhaps I'll put more faith in you then.
Oh, I certainly won't argue.
It's over! Move it longer! Hurricane Club! Live destruction! Take it! It's over!
So there's 3 of them.
This could be useful.
Nope. There they are.
All we have to do is get rid of that thing, right? It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
It's over! Hurricane Club! Live destruction!
They look cute and stuff, but they're vicious.
Take it! It's over!
Flying freaks! Why can't they just sit still?
Lucia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done. I never miss.
Did you see?
Sure did. The part where you swung and missed, right?
Not that part!
Alright, first we'll travel back to level 1.
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
How'd it go with all the boobies? It went great. We brought some back with us. Great, let me see.
Oh,
Whoa, there they are. Such cute little freaks you are. I still don't get it.
you did.
Thanks a million. With these little guys, I can draw pictures of boobies and make stuffed animals that look like them. Once these things take off, I'm going to be super famous and popular. Someone's got it all figured out. Sounds like this place is in good hands. You really think so? Thanks for all the help. I'm going to make boobies the mascot of this entire city. Just you wait. No problem. I'll be the first in line to buy one of your stuffed animals once they're ready. Poor Hoodle. Hoodle's just like, but what about me?
What's got into him?
He says instead of making a Zoogle sign, we should be making a Hoodle sign.
He's feeling threatened by a rival.
The first time that Law really actually understands what's going on. Oh wait, I forgot. If it's an inn, it's got all the other crap in
Looks
it.
like we get to sleep with a roof over our heads.
There we go. We need to restock on items. Jeez, pineapple gels are expensive.
You could never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
Yes, yes we did. What else are we gonna do with that, with our money, huh? We buy equipment, and we buy healing items. That's it. That's what we do with it. I don't understand why you have issues. Did you get rid of that scary thing? We sure did. There's nothing for you to be afraid of now. Really? It didn't hurt you, did it? Nope, I'm fine, because I'm a big, strong grown-up. Thanks, lady. You're so kind. I love you. This kid's not hiding his feelings for you, Rinwell. Now, try not to wander out of town on your own from now on, okay? Okay, see you later, Boom Boom Lady.
Seriously?
So he still thinks I'm loud and booming. I guess I'm okay with it. Go get him, Barky Boy. What are you talking about? I already did. Oh! Rinwell got a new part. Divine Saber. Ooh. That sounds intriguing. Increased anti-dragon damage. You know what? Just, like, that sounds tempting. Novice on the clearing. We also didn't really mess around with this at all. That's unlocked all of hers that's available. Law, training grounds, Dohalim, training grounds, demon strike proficiency 600, subquest cleared, missing lover, artifact types acquired 8. Power strike proficiency. Sashimi, so we need to cook sashimi. Okay, when you say power strike, is that an actual art that she has? That would be a no. So I am very confused on that right now, actually. But, oh well. Oh, the library, that's the bibliophile quest. That's both of those. Del Ferris Castle. Main Tower. Lord's Chamber is probably quicker. Birch, turn around. Go back this way. So I need to go down. Maybe that was the wrong way to go. We'll go from the front.
Are you really gonna search through this whole castle?
Oh, quit grumbling. This sort of stuff's old hat for us by now.
Yep.
Yeah, you've got a point. But
It's not going to take forever, Law, I promise. Let's just do what we came here to do and get out.
Okay. Oh, whoop. I need to go to the main tower, actually, I think. Right? Yep, main tower. The crud?
Very well.
Well,
Hey, pardon me. What the hell? You guys not realize who we are?
Doesn't seem that way. You must think we're just jamming through the town.
whatever's going on, these are full-run soldiers. Watch yourselves.
Okay, you're not gonna see it.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry.
Shut him down.
The
You fight better at a distance. Harder away better. You and I both. Here, astral energy.
Say no more.
So, it wasn't a Danon stockpiling the rations. It was some of Voron's soldiers hiding out inside
Yeah.
the castle. Yeah, I'm not sure whether to be relieved or freaked out by it. What are you guys trying to accomplish? Are you out trying to get vengeance for Voron? What's going on here? Something's weird about all this. Are you men aware that Lord Voron is no longer around?
You don't say.
The soldiers seem to think only the orders. These soldiers seem to think only of the orders that were given to them. Their mind is completely blank otherwise, just like the Danons here. Looking back on it, I did feel that those soldiers we fought here before were mindless. If that's true, then they haven't been hiding out here. They've just been going about their business as usual? I guess so. Everyone here was Voron's slave, both Danons and Renans alike. That's the kind of realm he was running. But that doesn't explain why all hell didn't break loose with these guys once Voron was gone, like we've seen elsewhere. A month has passed since Voron vanished. It's entirely possible things may be starting to crumble at the fringes. But the fact that they haven't to any degree has allowed these soldiers to carry on as though it were business as usual. Whatever the reason, we just can't let these guys keep walking around. We should bring them to the barracks for the time. I agree. But I don't know if they're going to come quietly. Listen to me carefully, men. I am Lord Dohalim Ilkaris. I have an order for you. Lord Dohalim, but sir, we serve. Lord Voron has left this realm. It's no longer its rule. Therefore, in accordance with Renan law, you all must pledge your allegiance to me. So, you expect us to serve you now? No. If you respect the Renan rule of law, then yes, that is precisely correct. Of course we shall follow your orders, Lord
Oh,
Dohalim.
wow!
Holy crap, I can't believe that worked.
So then,
This should suffice for the time being. Let's bring these men into the barracks and then speak with Ganyi once more.
I can't believe how quickly you got all those soldiers to obey you, Dohalim.
actually, they were abiding Renan hierarchy. Not me personally.
Well, either way, solve the problem, and that's what counts.
And now there's another new side quest.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Hey, if we find anyone who needs help here,
Oh, it's you again. I wonder what today's recipe will be. You're getting ahead of yourself, young miss. Come on, Gordano. We all know where this is heading. You have me there. Indeed, I've come across an incredible recipe buried deep in the bowels of Pelagia's mighty fortress.
great.
Whatever it is, I don't think it'll ever satisfy your apparently insatiable hunger to hunt for recipes in places like that. Well, as it so happens, I met a sailor back in Mahagsaw. He let me borrow a boat, and then I was here before I knew it. You, you rowed that boat all the way here? That's right. But more importantly, what I found in the castle was a forbidden recipe sealed away since ancient
What?
times. Forbidden, you say? What reason could anyone have for locking away for all these
Yes.
years? I haven't the faintest idea. That's why we must make it, so we can find out. And so I ask you all to gather the ingredients once more. However, being such an old recipe, its directions are written rather obtusely. It calls for something white, soft, and fluffy, stimulating powder, neither swine nor hare meat, and finally,
Yes.
also something white, soft, and fluffy. As it asks for that twice. My guess is that one of them simply refers to rice. Or maybe the recipe is calling for double the normal amount of rice. Sounds okay to me. I don't think they'd write it like that if that were the case. I'm pretty sure all those ingredients can be found in Ganath Herbs. So, can I count on you to go fetch them? Hand over the rice, pepper, rat pig meat, and tofu. I think we already have the things written on the recipe. Yes, I see rice here, spices, rat pig meat, and... Is this the other white, soft, and fluffy thing? Yeah, it's called tofu. Apparently you make it by using the liquid from soybeans and solidify it.
Very nice.
Oh, fascinating. I can't wait to see how it tastes. I know, I'm really curious. I had a lot of trouble bringing this stuff back without Shion stealing it and eating it.
Yes.
Well, here's the recipe. Go ahead and fix this mabo curry so we can find out why it was forbidden.
Just a minute.
Hold your horses, Alfred. I'll decide how much spice we put in it. If we let you decide, it'll tear a hole through our stomachs. Fine.
Great.
Alright, it's all done. I made sure to give Shion extra large serving. Oh, look at this. Look at that beautiful dish. It smells just as divine too. Now to see how it tastes.
What?
Whoa. This
Yes.
is exalting, fulfilling, liberating, absolutely exquisite. I'm in heaven. This masterpiece is surely the key to realizing world peace. So basically, you really like it, is what I'm getting here. Great. Let's go ahead and... Oh, you're already eating, huh, Shion? Delicious. I love how the different spices complement each other, and this soft mild tofu gives a nice texture. Don't you think this tastes great to you, Alfred?
Wait.
Oh no. This is bad.
Oh?
Bad, I thought you liked spicy food. This is really bad. Forgive me, Shion. This is absolutely... Stop. You're embarrassing yourself. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Embarrassing indeed.
amazing.
I'm sorry. But it's hard to put into words just how good this tastes. It makes me want to get up and jump for joy. Ho ho ho. Now you're starting to understand what I've been trying to teach you. Never would have imagined such an overwhelming dish could ever exist. I can already feel myself getting addicted to it. Now I see. This may very well be why it was branded a forbidden recipe in ages past. Perhaps even great wars were fought over it. Or perhaps not. Likely not, the more I think about it. Better make sure you don't eat too much of this stuff, Shion, or you might regret it. I'll be fine. Besides, I prefer to eat it with bread. So what? What difference is that?
Very nice.
I feel completely and utterly satisfied. I can leave this realm with no regrets. Having now visited each of the realms, I'm not sure where to travel next. But I sense fate shall bring us together again one day. Until next time, farewell. Mabo curry.
Alfred! Shion's stuffing bread with mabo curry. Now I can eat this every day.
Jeez, Jim, you're hooked on that stuff.
It is funny though. Un momento, por favor. So weird. My phone is not charging for some reason. So I shall fix that as we go.
I've talked to the soldiers and made it clear that they are to remain in line. Things should stay calm for the time.
I know Renans tend to take authority extremely seriously, but you sure know how to throw your weight around as a former lord.
I only managed to get through to them because Volron's curse is lifting, but not to the extent that they can act independently as of yet. Considering we had other matters to attend to for the past month, we should consider ourselves lucky that nothing occurred during our absence.
Very true.
But if they do start operating independently again, that's going to cause a whole new set of problems to deal with.
Indeed. Gannett Harros is unlike Menancia. Without intervention, they'll likely revert to oppressing the Danans as they were doing before.
Meaning there's still a lot of work to be done in this realm. Not that there aren't problems among the Danans, too.
Yes. There was no way to avoid the deep-seated conflicts that had festered here. But I just hate that we had to use your position as a lord to solve the situation, Dilhanim.
Had I not intervened, yet more blood would have spilled here, and nobody wishes for that.
So, what's going to happen to the Renans here now?
Why do you ask?
We've stripped the soldiers of their armor and locked them up. They can't hurt you guys anymore. I promise.
So they're alive? They're not going to die?
What?
Those people deceived us. They did terrible, terrible things to us. They made us suffer. Long before you guys came along. For years and years and years. It was constant. Never stopped. Not even for a day. So many people died. Our parents, our children, our friends. They all died. They were murdered. And it was the Renans. The Renans were the ones who did it. They killed us. Why do they get to live after so many of us have died? The bastards should die. Every last one of them!
I know how you feel, Ganya. I used to be a slave, and I hated the Renans just like you. I took up the blazing sword to bring them down. But along the way, I've met many people and seen many things. People refusing the hand life dealt them. People who have lost loved ones, but are still trying to make this world a better place. People driven by hate who stopped before it was too late. And those who couldn't and paid with their lives. And I fought plenty of people who were all too happy to make others suffer. Believe me. But after a while, I came to realize that it's not the Renans who are our true enemies.
Then what the hell are we fighting if it's not them?
And now he's back to sounding
We're
pretty
fighting
emotionless.
against anyone who tries to take what doesn't belong to them.
But that's what these Renans are doing. How is that any different?
Because I judge everyone by their own actions. That goes for Danans too. Because at the end of the day, at the root of all evils committed is an individual who committed them.
You're right, Alphen. It seems like people are either blaming an entire race for one individual's sins, or an individual for everyone else's mistakes. But all that does is add more hate in a world that's already full of it. I want to help create a society where people can finally stop suffering and move beyond their pain. But if we try to do that with more violence, then we'll just end up right back where we started in the first place.
All right. Have it your way. I can't argue with the folks that helped us get back our ability to think and speak freely again.
Is that to say you trust us then?
I don't trust the Renans as far as I can throw them. I trust you guys because of who you are and what you've done.
Fair enough. We won't let you down, Ganya.
What's the matter, Kisara? Is something wrong?
Oh, no,
She's
nothing.
upset.
It's fine, really. I'm just a bit worried about what'll happen to all these folks.
Right. It'll take time before they start thinking for themselves again.
Indeed, that is part of it. However, what I'm even more worried about is what will happen to them after that. What do you think they're going to want once they realize how cruel Volron was to them?
Probably revenge.
Yeah.
What happened to Ganath Haros is the worst form of oppression we've seen, but treated cruelly or kindly, slaves will rise up.
Lenegus aside, there are still remnants of Renan supremacists scattered throughout Dana.
You mean all that trouble we went through to get rid of the lords might just lead to more violence? That's the last thing I want to see happen.
Of course not. And if we don't do something to prevent it all from starting up again, there could be even more bloodshed for us to regret. There's still a lot we don't know about the Renan rulers. Whatever the face of truth behind their veil, it's on us to put a stop to them. But there is one thing that's clear. Whatever we do to finally end it, our motives can't be getting back at the Renans, or it'll all be for nothing.
So, what exactly is it that you're saying? That we should just act as if nothing happened?
Law's right. We can't expect everyone to just forget all the pain they've endured up until now. Not so easily, at least.
But we have to at least try to change course. We can't just keep allowing history to repeat itself like this.
Exactly. Look, I won't deny that between the crown contest and 300 years of oppression, there's a lot of bad blood between the Danans and the Renans. But all these problems are just too big for us to try to carry the burden on our own. We'll keep doing our part in the interim, but we need to take this one battle at a time.
Hey, look. Another one. New skill.
Glad that work's taken care of.
I don't think we're done just yet.
For
I want
sure.
you all to stick around a little longer. There might still be people who need our help.
When you think about it, thinking for yourself can be a heavy responsibility at times.
Yeah, it's not like your mind will only ever think about good.
Where is it? Let's try.
Happy things for one.
Okay.
Maybe so.
Maybe that won't
But I'll
be
still
as
take
well.
that burden over living life as a puppet serving others. That's why I want to do everything I can to help these people.
Okay, so where do we need to go next? Down to level 1. Okay.
Where are you going?
Since when do I need your permission to move around?
I wasn't saying that you do. I'm not sure why you're biting my head off about it either.
Oh, that's so typical of you. How can you be so relaxed about all this? At this very moment, the enemy is doing who knows what behind the scenes. And yet we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs in Gannett Harrows.
I know that. Our hands are tied right now. What do you want me to do? And what's gotten into you anyway? Is there something you want to say to me, Shion?
Look, you're right. Forget I said anything.
If I said something to hurt you, I'm sorry. I honestly don't know what I said to upset you so much. I really wish you would tell me.
You don't need to apologize. You didn't say anything. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault. Not really.
Then why?
Please just drop it. I don't want to talk about it.
All right. If that's what you want, I won't push any further.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Just don't be too hard on yourself, okay?
I was about to say, there's something really funky going on with her. Like, yes, there's being overwhelmed with the situation and all that, but I feel like there's something else going on. Hey, what the hell happened to him? He's no longer with us. He always looked like he was struggling with his health. Still, he was so close to finally living like a normal human being, too.
Wait.
Damn. Does he have any living relatives? Just his mom. I think she lives in that area over there. Got it. I'll break the news to her.
Having to inform a mother her son died isn't an easy thing to do.
But if not us, then who? That's why we have to find her.
Up to level 2 now.
Sorry.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have some bad news. It's your son.
Yes.
It's okay. I know. You do? Then what are you doing? I have work that must be done today, since my son can no longer work. It's like this here too, huh?
Alright.
Forget about your work. Or better yet, think of tending to your son as your task for today. Very well. I'll get to work.
How can she think of putting her son to rest as work? Because that's the way people were made to think about every aspect of their lives. I know she doesn't mean anything bad by it. I know that, but...
It looks like she went out of town to take care of her son's body.
That's a little concerning.
Right over here.
There's Zoodles roaming around up there. We should follow after her.
Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
There's no way. Like, we just did this. Oh my... No, okay, just the chicken is. Everything else is still growing. Alright, we will wait longer then. Hey, I got some gold chunks. I'll take it.
Yes.
And I'll get started. Bring me some fire.
What?
Wait, you intend to burn your child? That's right. That's how you do it. I don't understand. Wouldn't a more formal funeral procession be more appropriate? I'm sorry, have I done something wrong? Tell me, do you have no custom where relatives of the deceased may say their final farewells? Not really. How could we have on Dana? Up until recently, our people were too busy toiling away to think of burial rites. Among Grenans, it is customary for relatives to send their remains out into the heavens. Why not introduce such a practice to Dana? I believe that in doing so, the deceased spirit shall join the flow of astral energy that travels the cosmos. We could never do something like that. It's the last chance for the bereaved to see their loved ones. Surely something should be done to honor their memory. But death is a part of everyday living for us Danans. You really think we're just going to ship bodies into space somehow every single day? I simply felt something more ought to be done. When the Rena still ruled over us, we didn't even know if it was safe to build grave sites. As body decomposed, they can spread diseases. We didn't have any other choice in how we could bury our people. Renwell, don't think. Don't think for a second I've forgiven everything that the Renas have did to us. Tell me, Alfin, do you know why none of us have last names like them? Let me tell you why. It's because we're outnumbered. It's because we outnumbered them, and they denied us our culture to stop us from uniting against them. Enough. Your people steal so much from us as it is, and on top of that, you have the gall to try to make us live like you too. If you hate it here so much, why don't you just turn them all hollow? That's enough. No more. Lennigus could strike at any time, and here we are fighting among ourselves. We're all aware of the suffering and hatred we each harbor, but if we're going to coexist, we have to recognize each other's differences. That's what we're all working together to achieve, to bring an end to this whole system and begin living together side by side. That's what I believe, and that's why I'm here. If any of you think differently, then be my guest and leave. I'll break down every last barrier, even if I have to do it alone. Indeed. I sincerely apologize. I consider you a true friend, but it appears I have yet to reckon with your people's dark history and earnest.
I'm afraid not.
Renwell, I completely accept the blame in all this. Words cannot express how very sorry I am for clearly offending you so deeply. I'm sorry for lashing out at you as hard as I did, William. I guess I'm still working through a lot of emotions. I know you were only thinking about what was best for her son, too. Renwell, I'd like you to teach me about the culture and history of this planet. Perhaps that will help us begin to bridge the gap. Huh? Sure. I don't mind. Could you maybe teach me about Rena too then, please? You two are more alike than you realize sometimes. I'm glad we were able to patch things up. We've lost enough good people along the way as it is. Sorry for the distraction. Let's lay your son to rest. We'll do it the Danny way. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for granting me that task. Don't mention it. It's the least we could do for you as his mom. Well, because of all of you, my son is at peace now. Rest assured, we intend to build a future for this world that would make him proud.
That little speech you gave back there was pretty impressive, Alvin.
If you call letting your emotions get the better of you impressive, sure.
It made them stop fighting with each other, right?
Yeah.
However you managed it, you knocked some sense into Rinwell and Dohalim, and that mother.
Yeah. I can see my decision to travel with you was well made.
Well, like, Rinwell keeps flip-flopping.
Something's eating at you again, huh?
I don't know if I would say that. Actually, I guess I do have one or two things on my mind. My people, we lived in hiding, so we never really experienced the full extent of Renan oppression. Not directly, anyway. After Almadria killed my mother and father, though, I guess that's when I started hating them so much. The Renans, I mean. But then I think of all those people who were born into slavery. The ones who never even got angry in the first place because it was all they ever knew.
I hear you. Every city we've been to, it's the resistance that gets labeled the troublemakers for having the guts to do the right thing.
When it comes down to it, sometimes I wonder which of us really has the better way.
You can't let your anger eat away at you, Rinwell. But then again, losing your parents that way, hell, who could really blame you for it if you did? I guess what I'm trying to say is, sorry. Hell, it's hard putting this stuff into words.
No, I get it. You're saying that grief and anger are different than hatred. I never thought of it like that. But hearing you say it, it makes sense. Thanks, Law.
Attaboy, Law. Keep it simple.
You're welcome. What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
You do not need to check back in on the ranch.
Aw, are you tired, Poodle?
You sure he's not just trying to hide from us?
God. Poodle, why are you so mad?
I think we've helped these people just about as much as we can. They're going to need more long-term aid than we can.
Just thanks for all your hard work. You're free to rest here if you like. Rest.
We provide on our own. What?
Oh, jeez. The hell?
What's that noise?
Help it, this is bad! Look at the sky!
Huh?
Oh. Holy shit. Oh god. It's a Death Star. Okay, maybe not a Death Star, but close enough. Maybe worse. That's a Death Star that launched a kaiju. Or a tree? Nope. Oh. Oh, that's not good.
What's happening to Rena and Lennigus?
It looks like Lennigus is transforming? But into what? What's going on?
How the hell are we supposed to fight the Reddins if they're packing that kind of arsenal?
It seems they've broken their silence at last. My concern is that object they dropped into the water. It's as if they're driving a literal wedge into Dana.
Not just into Dana, but our own resistance too. And what's with that beam of light coming down from above?
I don't think the beam of light's coming down. I think the beam of light is going up.
Astral energy.
Are you serious? All of that is astral energy? But that...
It's a lot for sure. Not even all the astral energy harvested by every lord combined compares to that column.
They're trying to squeeze every last bit of energy out of the planet.
But why? I thought they only needed to harvest astral energy as part of the crown contest.
Who cares? If we don't stop it now, the whole of Dana is going to be hollowed into oblivion. Oblivion.
Do you think that red woman is behind this?
It certainly wouldn't surprise me. Just as the Sovereign, the Maiden, and all 5 Master Cores are gathered in one location, she appears out of nowhere bearing a 6th core. She then forces the 2 of you to help her assemble the Renis Alma. Just what kind of person is this woman?
You mean you don't know her?
Pardon?
She was there at your palace, wasn't she? I figured you knew who she was.
Are you saying I should be familiar with this woman?
Well, sure. I remember seeing her with you back at Adelina Palace several times. Everyone in the guard always wondered who she was.
Now that you mention it, I remember seeing her with Balsef too. You saw her, right, Shion? Shion?
Oh, sorry, I drifted off. As far as I remember, the first time I saw her was when we ran into her in Collegian.
Seriously? How could you two not notice her before? She sticks out like a sore thumb.
I guess I always figured she kept an eye on the lords for the Renin top brass.
You're sure you don't remember ever seeing her before?
I'm certain of it. My memory has never failed me.
But if it's not that, then...
We'll get to the bottom of this later. Right now, that wedge is a bigger concern.
Well, what are we gonna do then? We're not gonna be able to leave Gannett Harrows until we come up with a plan, right?
Cislodia lies beyond the northern mountain range.
Yeah, but we haven't found a single route through those mountains while we've been here. And we haven't gotten clues from any of the freed locals either.
Surely there must be a way through. This realm can't have been completely isolated from the rest of the outside world for 300 years. Volron may have simply sealed and hidden it.
Okay, then let's try asking the townspeople again if they know anything. Who knows? We might have missed something the first time around.
Sounds good to me. Better that than trying to build a boat from scratch. Let's start searching.
That must be Rena's true power.
I imagined there would be something, but not to this extent.
What's gonna happen now?
We ask around. Let's do what we can.
Hey, when that wedge dropped down on Dana, did anyone else see any weird lights shoot out with it?
Indeed. As I recall, it was 4 lights, each one a different color and going in a separate direction.
That's what I saw too. What were they?
Hold on. A lot just happened here, so let's take a minute. For now, let's focus on one thing at a time.
It's not that hard to figure out. 4 elements, 4 lights, 4 different colors, Ifrit, Gnome, Undine, and Sylph. At least that was the colors I got, I think. When that thing dropped out of Lenegus, the sound. Wow, I thought the mountains were collapsing.
I bet the whole of Dan is losing its mind right about now.
And just when we'd finished liberating all the realms. So much for things getting somewhere close to normal.
It's too calculated. As if whoever's behind all this was watching us.
The people of Collegian seem pretty unfazed given the circumstances.
Yeah, but they're
Maybe
unfazed by
to get
everything.
the full range of their emotions back. Maybe it's for the best. Can you imagine the panic otherwise?
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to leave. That's for sure.
Whatever Lenegus is planning, it's a fair bet this wedge they've sent down is just the beginning.
Even now, they're stealing away Dana's astral energy as we speak. Come on, we don't have much time.
Kind of. Trying to find a way out to the other realms? Can't say I've ever heard about anything. If we knew about anything like that, we wouldn't have had to hunker down in Thistlewood. You're trying to get to the other realms. Without a sturdy boat, there isn't much you can... Wait, I take that back. I remember one of the elders who recently started talking a little mentioned something. Apparently back in the day, there used to be a way to get through the Foreland Mountains, but not anymore. What could it have been?
Where are these Foreland Mountains exactly?
Those are the mountains you encounter if you walk deep enough into the Lobtu marshlands.
I don't remember there being any sort of path like that around there.
It's possible we overlooked something before. It wouldn't hurt to look again.
Okay, so now we gotta go into the Lab 2 marshlands. Specifically into the depths. Lucky us, I already went over there. And we have ourselves a fast travel point. This also explains why I couldn't get back to the Owl Forest and other things. I didn't realize we were in a totally
Armored
isolated realm.
soldiers!
Some of Volron's former guards.
Let's take them out quick before things get messy.
Oh, glory unto Moron!
Lay down your arms and no one has to get hurt.
Silence! traitors like you shall never walk free.
I knew you were stubborn, but you don't have to be so damn dramatic.
Lead the enemy guards to me.
No place here. I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm sorry to be boss.
We've all got enough.
Yes, ma'am.
Vacuum blade!
It's go time! Armor won't save us! You're mine! It's
As impressive as always.
Here I hope there wasn't proof.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever. You don't actually look flustered.
Vacuum blade!
A freezing storm! Mind if I do?
Bam.
It's time to finish
Oh!
Die! Consuming wildfire!
And you did.
What's with the hole here? Is that supposed to be their hideout?
It doesn't look like it's freshly dug, whatever it is. Maybe it's the entrance to a path to Sislodia.
I mean, all we can do is check.
Everything all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Let's go.
Oblivion. Why did she react to Oblivion?
I don't know when it happened, but we sure are hauling a lot of stuff these days.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. Glad to hear I'm not the only one.
We should probably clear some stuff out, like our old weapons we're not using anymore. They must be
Oh,
in pretty
excuse
bad
me?
shape by
No.
now.
No way. Those are still good as new with a little polishing. If anything, I'd say all our armor is what's weighing us down.
But that armor's also still good once you fix it up. Besides, better to have too much armor than too little. You can trust me on that one.
Well, what about all these dumb old antiques we're lugging around? If we sell those off, that should lighten our load.
Simpletons such as yourself who can't appreciate the true worth of such things is how precious art vanishes from history.
Pretty art's not gonna save you in a fight, man.
Stop it, you guys! This is no time to... All I really meant to say is, you can tell how much we've been through by everything we're carrying around. Honestly, that's all. Oh.
My deepest apologies. It appears that I may have rather overreacted.
Yeah, I guess it's only natural we'd have so many souvenirs by now. I might have been out of line too.
I guess all this stuff really is a sign of how far we've come together.
Yeah,
Yep.
every little piece is its own treasure, filled with memories.
I'll shoot down any foe that stands in our way.
Tell me, Alphen, wherever did you learn how to wield a sword?
I was wondering the same thing too, actually. I'm guessing you knew how to fight before you met the Crimson Crows, right?
I used to be a soldier who served a Danon master. I never saw the guy's face, but I still fought for him because he was my employer. Looking back, it wasn't all that different from being a slave.
Yeah, you were a mercenary.
A Danon Master? That must have been before the Renans brought you to Lenegus 300 years ago.
You must fight using real Danon techniques then.
Really? We used to have our own sword arts?
There's a lot of our own history we've lost since the Renans first invaded. It's not all magic and art. I'm sure it includes things like sword styles too.
Yeah.
It's incredible and also a little surreal to see those arts still survive after all this time.
Not only that, but I first learned these moves while serving one ruler, only to end up turning my sword on the ruling class altogether. Pretty ironic when you think about it.
I apologize if I dredged up unfortunate memories for you.
Nah, we're good. It's in the past now. All we ever did in those days was stir up trouble.
You're using those skills for a good cause now. It's not all bad.
I suppose this is what people mean when they say that every cloud has its silver lining.
Yep.
Exactly. He's using those sword skills to make the world better. Could be a lot worse.
True enough. I will stop worrying about mentioning it then.
I like how Alvin's just like, yeah, all we did was cause a lot of trouble.
Something
back
feels
then.
odd here. Be on your guard.
And so then it's just like,
No wonder we couldn't manage to find
so
them.
they just fought each
They've
other.
been holed up here all this time, hiding.
The remnants of Volron's forces. You think they were planning an ambush in Pelegion?
Possibly. Then again, knowing how blind their devotion is, maybe they were just waiting.
Waiting? For Volron, you mean?
Even though we already defeated him? But, yes, I suppose you're right. For these guys, that would just be a technicality.
Yep.
They act more like worshippers than subjects. They're probably still in denial that he was overthrown in the first place.
Either that, or they were biding their time until the next crown contest. Either way, their allegiance is to their lord.
Who they're convinced and expectant will return. So in the meantime, they wait patiently in preparation for the day that he finally does. That's way more than just loyalty. It's no less than total subjugation.
Oh, joy. This might be interesting.
Go no further!
What's up, monkeys?
Can't get out of sight.
Water astral energy!
What's all mine?
Radiant storm!
Back you away.
Go get
Rising word.
Hurricane!
Take this.
Neon astral energy! Full throttle!
Bam!
Flawless victory!
Now, here I come.
Naturally!
Shattering.
Here's a healing arc!
Rising falcon.
Perfect blade!
Back you blade.
Power storm! Instant!
Look sharp. Lightning tiger blade.
Now we're getting into the groove again.
Guess we don't know our own strength.
You can say that again.
You've noticed it, haven't you?
Noticed what?
I'm referring to Shion.
I never thought you, of all people, would come to me about her.
Yes, well, what concerns me has more to do with what machinations may be currently unfolding in secret on Lenegus as we make our way along this tunnel.
And you're saying it's related to Shion in some way?
Perhaps. She believes there is a good possibility that the Renis Alma may free her from her thorns. One would think after losing the Renis Alma, she would be more dismayed, and yet she isn't. Why? There's also the matter of the power that she inherited from...
You heard what she said. She didn't know about the Maiden's power.
Mere ignorance does not preclude her deep connection to the events unfolding around us. You recall when her thorns went rampant in Castle Del Faris. I've never seen dark astral energy manifest in such a way.
I thought you said all remnants had dark astral energy inside of them.
Correct. However, what Shion exhibited was far beyond what any ordinary citizen could ever possibly possess. And let me be clear. I do not intend to cast doubt on Shion, or her motives. Nevertheless, I cannot shake the feeling that there's more to all of this than what we currently know. Do you disagree?
Oh no, you are most definitely correct. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that she was using the Fire Master Core the whole game, and like the whole Darkness Master Core thing is something that most people didn't even realize about, I would almost say that she was like the hidden realm of dark, like of dark astral energy.
Can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done. I owe you, Tion. Healing is what my arts do best. All I can do is cause havoc in the shadows.
It's over! Rising Wyvern!
Get on in there!
Lunar Welp!
Lunar Blast! You're on my walk! Super cool!
Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that.
Arrow Squall!
Wow, look what I just found.
Nice.
It's obvious that people used to go through here in order to get to the other realms.
You think Volron really did seal it off to keep it hidden then?
Seems like it. Those soldiers we encountered might have known about it. Chosen to hide out here.
But with the entrance collapsed and exposed, they must have been forced to come out of hiding.
Okay, yes, let's go through this gauntlet of rooms. Shiny. Ooh, lucky pebble.
I won't forgive you! Lightning is down! Here! Illuminate the dark! Holy Land! A chain between heaven and earth!
Hurricane Flow!
Pesky airborne scout.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Rising Falcon! Big Blast!
Easy and smelling, please. Yeah, that's a public TV.
Oh, no, done! Rising Wyvern! Rising... We're clear now.
Let me take the way better out of this. I'm gonna win better. You and I both.
You require a head.
I'll do it!
And boom.
Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory. Far beyond what our best. Here, let me
Take it! Rising Falcon!
Looks like we won.
Get lost! Illuminate the sky! Only
Rising Wyvern!
That's just the building part. Now it's in everything.
We've got flyers.
I've got this. Let us love your dream.
Almost.
We got the advantage.
Good. Just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, because log on.
Rising Wyvern! Rising Falcon!
I never miss Arrow Squall! Astral energy!
Bam.
Say no more.
Am I on a roll or what?
I won't lie
Well,
though.
look who's in a bright and shiny
I
mood.
really hope that we don't have to go through another like
I see supplies and other
Friend
signs of people
betrayal.
living here.
moment because I'm going to be real
Definitely
sad.
looks like this is where the remnants of Volron's fort.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Hey, when did I get so popular?
Rising Falcon!
Your wings won't save you from me.
Here I go. Here I come.
Demons descend!
Flashing Fang!
Way to go!
You're on! Tear! Lunar Welp! Rising Falcon!
The enemy wields us too.
You'll soon see about that.
Rising Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
time to investigate and make sure that we got all the shinies. Apparently we did it! Ooh, pineapple juice. That's super nice.
Is it just me, or is anyone else peckish?
Oh, and I completely missed the chest apparently.
This will make us even more formidable.
Sapphire One Piece. Perch, shiny rock. Okay. Oh. Bien Food Lore. Yay, another fishing lure.
No backing down! Can't get out of bed! You require You're mine! They got me flanked! Finally started! Back you! One more! Now you see what I can do! Can't get out of bed! Came up big guns if I was that way.
I'm not brave. I just feel like
If you're ever in a pinch, just say the word.
you fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
Hurricane Smoke! Hurricane Smoke! Watch this! I'll burn it all!
Yes.
Flaming pillar! Fire! This is the power of the blazing sword!
Come here, flying things.
No backing down!
And die, flying things.
Take it! It's over! Ignite! Crush! Vacuum blade! Do it! Stand! Fall! Look sharp! Lightning fire blade!
Nice one, Alpin.
Yeah, there's more where that came from.
Yeah, Gola. Buff Bangle, a bracelet that boosts all the wearer stats each time they defeat an enemy, making anyone who puts it on feel tough and
The design
unstoppable.
of this equipment is really interesting.
Oh,
You must really like it, Alpin.
I think I'm gonna have to put that on Alpha. Like, you can't go wrong with that.
How much do they have to steal from us to be satisfied?
What's that thing's purpose anyway? Some kind of siphon that sends the astral energy the Lords harvested to Lenegus?
No.
Not as far as I'm aware. That said, it has become evident since the forming of the Renaissance, as well as other recent events, that my insight may be thin. I would, as I believe the saying goes, take what I say with a grain of salt.
No, Halim.
At the very least, I believe we can assume that whoever is pulling the strings behind the scenes has had this in the works for quite some time.
Why's that?
The people on Lenegus may have plenty of resources at their disposal, but not even they could prepare something like that in a mere month. Something of that magnitude takes considerable time, as well as a predetermined goal in mind.
Then what was the crown contest for?
To buy time.
At this stage, I think it was but one step in the greater scheme we see unfolding before us. What that scheme is exactly, I haven't a clue. For now, I believe we should keep moving.
It provided
The
them
path
resources
continues.
and bought them time to
It's quite
complete.
possible it will take us all the way to Sislodia. Agreed. Let's keep moving.
So Shion's
project.
thorns are dark astral energy.
Rinwell, are you worried about Shion?
Of course I am. But I don't know how to talk to her about it.
You and me both.
Come to think of it, what happened to those 4 lights that fell from Lenegis along with the wedge?
All 4 of them scattered in different directions. It's anyone's guess where on Dana they might have landed.
I'm not entirely sure, but it seemed like those lights may have all been different elements of astral energy.
So even though they're using the wedge to siphon off energy from Dana, they're shooting it back down to Dana as well? Why?
I don't know. It all happened so suddenly.
Hopefully it's not a sign of some new threat we'll have to deal with.
But if that red woman has anything to do with the wedge, then what could that light...
It's weird, isn't it?
Oh?
The Red Woman. Shion and Dohalim said they'd never seen her before Pelagian.
Are you saying they're lying to us?
No.
No, it's not that I think they're lying, just... there has to be some reason for it, right?
Well, one thing the two of them have in common is that they're both Redens.
Okay, you two. Put a pin in it for now. I know that we're in the dark about a lot, but for now, let's focus on getting through these mountains.
Yeah, of course.
We want to go through the north path. Now, she did have a darkness aligned astral core thing, which I guess theoretically
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
That's like you!
like maybe they could, I mean, Ganabelt used the light astral core in order to bend light to hide himself, essentially. So using darkness astral energy would not necessarily be outside of the realm of ability.
Breeze! An easy breeze.
But why would you hide your perception from only well, because most Danans aren't going to ask questions because they're all slaves.
In a bind? Watch it! Take this! You'll get it!
This one's mine!
Struck!
Anything
Blinding armor! Blinding falcon! Eagle assault! There! Let me see what I can do! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Now, the fact that
With your flames and my
so that would maybe explain.
We're stronger together than
Maybe.
we are apart. I'm like bait to them.
flame inside me cures to the electric! You'll get it!
Radiant
Conversation! I'm not done! You got flyers!
They're all coming
All
after
yours!
me!
I'm coming, Manuel!
I'm not scared. I'm totally fine. I guess we have to do this now again.
Told you! Lies are unstoppable!
Ow, 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 ow.
Looks like you came to my rescue again.
You need to be careful. If you go inside, all will be fine.
Looks like it could be worth something.
Oh, hey, found a lemon gel. That's super useful.
Sure got cold all of a sudden after we passed the peak. La,
Yeah, we're getting close.
Welcome back to Cislodia.
Right, here we go.
This one's mine. Ranger.
Rising Wyvern. Lunar Rongo. Rising Falcon. You take care of that?
No sooner said than done. You'll soon see about that.
we barely managed to turn that battle. Perhaps I'll put more faith in you then.
Oh, I certainly will.
Astral energy.
Say no more.
Nice.
Wish they were all that easy.
Yeah, I think we might be getting too strong.
Isn't that good?
Play along, would you?
Light me.
Go no further. I never miss. A wailing champion. Piercing each turn.
Eternal Galaxy.
Freeze laser.
You're finished.
So much for sitting this fight out.
Come on. Lunar Rongo. Rising Falcon. Eternal Galaxy.
Nice.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
I never miss. Water, hear my call. Hear my call. Real one player, nice.
You're
Here
finished.
I go. I'm only getting started.
You're mine. It's
You
over.
have that firearm here.
I can show you mine if you like.
That would be really awesome, Shion.
Must be easy to pick off the bad guys from far off.
It is.
Right, here we go.
No mistake.
Burn. Here I come.
No more playing nice. Come
Hey,
forward.
I'll have you through. Come and face me. Eternal Devastation.
It's time to finish this.
Well, Shion's gonna finish something off.
Consuming wildfire.
Vacuum blade.
Move it.
Now I'm in the groove.
You're mine. You're finished.
Do it.
Eternal chill.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Wow, that was a nice move there.
I know, right? Bet you couldn't do it.
So it's a grab here, thrust the left leg, then use the right arm to leverage over.
Stop memorizing my move.
This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
Oh, look, we're back in the cold. A drawbridge that I don't remember.
We made it to Cislodia.
We need to get that bridge down somehow.
It looks like we can control it from our side. Let's take a closer look.
No, look, a lever.
Are you okay, Law?
Oh, fine. Just thinking. The past is a real downer. That's why I'm focused on what's ahead of me. You?
Yeah. I'm going to stay the path. As long as we're all together, I know we'll be alright.
Same here.
Exactly.
Now let's get moving.
That is the way to think. Oh, okay, I do remember this actually. Once we get that bridge down, we are warping to the owls. Also explains why the first time we saw Volron, it was here in Cislodia, because the path between Ganatharis and Cislodia.
Oh, good. We can cross through here.
Stop! Who goes there?
It's me, you
My name is
tards.
Alphen. We're not your enemies.
Did you say Alphen? Slap me silly, it really is you!
Forgetting someone?
Renwell! Oh, glad to see you're doing okay.
What are you guys doing out here?
We're patrolling the realm. Never thought I'd bump into you all on my rounds, though. Heck, enough of me, though. What's going on up in the sky? Feels like the world's gonna end.
That's what we're trying to figure out ourselves. And as it happens, got a big favor to ask.
Turns out being the savior of the
I had
realms
an
is
inkling
a
that's
good
why
thing.
you'd come back. As soon as I saw you in the distance. So you beat all the lords, huh? Damn, you really must be a hero.
I just did what I had to. So can you send anybody to help Ganatharos?
I think we can help out. I'll hit up the other resistance groups and rustle up some support. I doubt they'll have a problem sending people once I mention it's you who's asking.
Thanks. If you guys can help out, that'll give us a chance to do something about that wedge out in the ocean.
Yeah, I think that's something only you guys can handle. Speaking of which, that thing's out in the middle of the ocean. How do you even plan on reaching it?
By boat. We're about to go look for one.
No rest for the weary, I see. Hey, what happened to that mask you used to wear?
It's a long story. Let's just say I lost it.
I sure never expected to run into Bregan. Cislodia's probably in good hands with him.
Yeah. Now we can focus on finding a ship.
We'll see to it that people get sent out to Ganatharos to look after the place. So don't worry, you guys stay safe out there, okay? Alright, let's find ourselves a ship. And then we're
boat,
going to the
huh?
Owls.
Where are we gonna find one of those? It's not the kind of thing people just leave lying
We
around.
can go back to Mahog Sar.
Especially not Renans. For an imperial power, they never have shown much interest in maritime expansion. Still, I dare say there should be the odd small vessel here and there.
All well and good, but that structure's slap bang in the middle of the ocean. A fishing boat won't cut it.
Let's just try to find one that won't sink us halfway out, yeah? Not that it needs to be a huge galley like Almadria's or anything.
Just as well since we've passed, let's see, literally 0 huge galleys.
All I know is we have to reach that thing in the ocean. Anything that might work, I say we try it. Thanks
So
to
many
Bregan,
skits.
seems like Ganatharos should be in good hands at least.
I wonder who they'll send to look after things. It'll be someone from one of the other resistance organizations, no doubt.
They could do a whole lot worse than someone like Doc. And knowledge of medicine would go a long way there.
Wait, do you mean the old guy back in Calabria? Ganateros would be one hell of a trek from there. He'd have to get here first.
My brother's old second-in-command, Legio, would be a perfect fit, too. Pity she'll probably still have her hands tied up with work in Menencia.
Mahaksar will be the same story. They won't have the manpower as it is, let alone enough to start exporting it.
Man, everyone's still struggling to get back on their feet, huh?
Knowing Bregan, he'll probably take things into his own hands. He seems like the kind of guy who enjoys a challenge.
Thinking back on it now, though, it does kind of make you realize just how many people we've gotten to know in each of the places we visited.
That's true. And each and every connection we forged is priceless. Anyway, we can trust Bregan to take care of things from here. Come on, let's focus on the task at hand.
Well, now we can do things. Oh wow, so many side quests everywhere. First and foremost, to the Owl Forest!
I think Hoodle senses something.
Damn straight Hoodle senses something. God, it's been a long time since we got rewards. We collected a lot of owls. Crimson hairpin, silver hairpin, dark blue hairpin, night guardsman armor, aquatic guardsman armor, Ilkaris festive attire, Ilkaris morning attire, verdant tiara, aqua blue tiara, violet tiara, owl queen doll.
Looks like we got another reward.
I didn't realize that so many still remained. Danon owls truly are majestic indeed.
I thought the Danon owls had all but died out myself. That's what I get for making assumptions.
Just so we're clear, this place is supposed to be a secret.
Yes, I'm aware. Places like these should be kept out of the public eye.
It's a pity, though. With proper training, they could be made into a magnificent chorus.
What are they hooting about now?
Alfred and Shion can interpret for us, right?
Huh? Oh, no, I mean, it was just a lucky guess last time.
Yeah, maybe you'll be lucky twice. Go on, give it a shot.
Really? Well, if you say so. Let's see. Listen to them. Are they really up to the task?
What do you mean? You're the one who put them in charge.
It's my responsibility to protect our friends.
Stop trying to take everything upon yourself.
This is what the owls are saying?
Of course.
I must say, though, we've found quite a number of owls. It's a testament to how much you care for Hoodle, Rinwell.
I wonder which branch Hoodle will perch on.
Rinwell?
Oh, nothing. Don't mind me.
Well, he's white.
Well, come on. The perches are only half filled. We've got to find the rest of the owls.
They're more than half filled.
Well, most of the perches are filled up now. Frankly, I'm amazed there's
Okay,
so many
there
of
we
these
go.
guys.
We're getting more.
What cautious lives they must have lived. They deserve credit for their vitality.
They're all so lovely individually, but I think they look downright awe-inspiring. And so many of them are gathered together in one place.
I don't know. It's hard to relax with all of them eyeballing us at once.
Yeah, I guess owls do seem to stare.
Ho ho. You've done well.
He's at it again.
Come on, you know you like it.
Frankly, I never thought you'd gather so many of us.
You are so quick to rescue those in need. You have given us a big, happy family.
We're on the brink of extinction. We must work together if we are to change our fate.
You carry a heavy burden.
Don't you worry. We can change fate. You won't be alone. I promise.
This isn't just your fight. I'm here for you too. I want us both to be together.
That was you interpreting for the owls, right?
Yeah, of course.
It's nice to see everyone getting along, but perhaps we should be moving on.
Just who was that conversation between?
Try not to think about it too much. Besides, there's still a few empty perches left.
Yeah, I gotta figure out from where.
Why stop now, right?
Hey, Hoodle. Once we've managed to gather all the owls, after that... Huh?
Okay, so let's see here. We have all the ones from Ganateros. We have all the ones from Calaglia. We have all the ones from Sislodia. We have all the ones from Menacea. And we have all the one... Wait. What am I missing? Well, I mean, I know there's still a couple areas of the game, but I didn't think that there would be owls outside of the 5 realms. So let's see this. So we have the traditional attire, the festive attire, and the morning attire. Oh wow, that looks really nice actually. So the blue version of her armor, the black version, that looks phenomenal as well. So Rinwell, yep, Rinwell got extra stuff, which is just different colored hairpins. And then item-wise, we also had gotten... Oh wait, there's also tiaras for... What's her... for Shion. Bam, bam, bam. Alright, because she's got the 3 different nobles, and then she's also got the 2 one-piece ones. Okay, so next on the list, Calaglia. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna attempt it.
We've reached our destination.
These guys are gonna die so quick.
The heavens must be smiling.
Alright, you big bastard. I think we're a little underleveled.
You can tell it's
but
tough just looking at it.
level 43.
I had a bad feeling.
What about this?
I know you are. Time to cross blades. This one's all mine. Hurricane Slug! Get away! Take this! Burn! Rising Wyvern! Hurricane Slug! There! Hurricane Slug! Rising Wyvern! Rising Wyvern! There! Hurricane Slug! There! Hurricane Slug! Inferno Punch!
Let's use an orange gel so that we make sure we don't run out of stuff.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
Ooh.
Rising Wyvern! There! Hurricane Slug!
If we can...
Ooh, shit.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebris claw! Watch this! Talent sword! I know you want. Ignite! It's over! Tear! Hurricane Slug! Tear! Hurricane Slug!
Oh, jeez.
Burn out!
I really owe you one.
Okay, we need to make sure that we are doing things a very certain way at the moment. Well, no. Regular attacks, yes. But anything that's elemental is definitely needs to only be using wind. Spread, Ice Tornado, Freeze Lancer, Ray, Flare Tornado. Okay, she will only use healing and wind attacks. Law, wind, and normal stuff. And actually, honestly, with well, that's a buff. Nope, we want that one. Okay, so Law will only use wind attacks. Gale Force, no Photon, no Lightning Orb, no Aquafis, no Thunder Field, No celestial hammer, no hydration orb. No, we want the swallow's flight. Not that. 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 Okay.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. We'll be there.
Hurricane thrust! It's on! Eat this!
This one's mine.
Now you see what I can do. In a bind.
Sweet now.
Covering wind!
Oh, jeez.
Chill!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished! Take it! Strike! Covering wind!
The enemy is going all out. Enemies incoming.
Then we'll take them down.
You know what? We are going to use the pineapple gel.
Keep charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Good! I'll leave it to you!
Oh god. The bees are level 43 too?
That's the best.
Ignite! You're mine! Take it!
Take this.
There!
Better.
You're mine! It's over! Vacuum blades! You're mine! It's over!
Good move.
Here comes the big one! There!
Oh,
Go get him. Dance in the wind. Sweet now. Heart sealed.
I owe you one.
Here goes. More of that.
maybe treat?
It's over!
I never miss.
Win!
It's time to finish this.
Oh, nice. There you go, Shion.
Consuming wildfire. Take it. I'm only getting started. All right. Healing Here's a dance in the wind. They're not playing around. More for the top time.
Here comes something big!
Try to dodge.
Okay, only one bee. Oh, geez. Okay, yep, we're using it.
Where are you going? The enemy is going.
Orange gel.
All out! I don't get any more.
It's gonna attack!
Wait, watch out! I can't be happy.
Stay away from my friends! It's on! Burn in hell!
And use another orange gel.
Hurricane thrust!
Now or never. Now you see what I do. Tactics are working great. Hey, wait for war! Not my finest.
The enemy is going all out! It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone! Covering way! Tear!
Got it! Now my jam!
You picked the wrong fight!
Alright,
You're mine! Covering way! Tear! Hurricane wave!
Far enough! I'm sorry to be a boss. We've all got enough on our plate. Yes, ma'am.
I'll burn it all!
Nice.
Flaming pillar! Fire!
come get him!
I'm on!
Here's the way! Seal!
Wind! Tear! Hurricane thrust! Wind!
Take this! I'll tear you! I can carve through
You're to be let free!
The enemy is going all out!
Can't move, not my fight.
Oh, geez.
I'm not done yet!
Champion,
Wind!
now!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Strata!
Nice. Whew. That was actually probably one of the tougher fights in this game so far. But I was also still very underleveled.
You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I got your back.
Alright, let's go to Ulzbek. Also, we'll try talking to the dude who has
Always good to be back in familiar territory.
Oh, hey. Did he went and got clothes? Cool. Hey, good to see you. Sorry, who are you again? I'm the guy who asked you for fashion advice. As you suggested, and picked out some plain, low-key clothing. How do I look now? I think you look good. They fit you to a T.
Rather plain.
You look a little too plain. Oh. It's fine to dress conservatively, but that outfit's so generic it's hard to say you look fashionable.
Mm-hmm.
This is hard, but I won't let this get me. I'll just have to keep upping my game. That's the spirit. Good luck. And then we have that big ass friggin' the one for the big ass Zoogle.
Yeah!
We meet again. How'd it go with that giant Zoogle? We managed to get rid of it for you. You did? Damn, I'm honored to meet the man who dealt with that thing. I'm guessing this isn't your first time taking on something that big, huh?
Right.
Yeah, but I didn't do it alone. Anyway, here are those materials you were after. Oh, don't worry about those. I'm just glad that Zoogle's gone now. You can have those materials. I'm sure you'll put them to better use than I ever could. Are you sure? Alright, if you say so. I am. I have to imagine you might run into other crazy Zoogles during your travel. Just don't bite off more than you can chew. You might be able to get good materials off them, but you still only got one life. He's right. I don't need you dying before we complete what we set out to do. I know.
Yeah!
Anyway, I'll let you go. You can be sure I'll be telling anyone just how heroic you are. Oh, wow, that's a lot of gold. Okay, let's rest at the end, shall we? We need to restock all of our healing
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over our heads.
Craft weapon. Rending Titan Fang, Rending Titan Fang, Indomitable Gargantubone, Large Demi-Human Talon, Flamestone, Rending Titan Fang. Then hers, Rending Titan Fang, Ossified Stem, Flamestone. Okay, so no one can actually get anything better at the moment. You know what? Now might actually be a good... Whoa, transfer skill. By sacrificing an accessory, you can transfer one bonus skill to a different accessory. However, this can only be done if the accessory to be sacrificed has reached its max level. Repeat this process to forge the ultimate accessory. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of handy. Comeback ring. Reduces stagger time. Impact ring. Protect. Buff bangle. Okay, well, we have the two 4-star ones. Stat boost, increase attack by 20, does boost gauge, and increases my resistance. Like that, all in all, that's really good. So you know what? I'm going to do it. We're going to go ahead and craft everybody some good stuff. So, magic. Increased aggro S, increased aggro L. Oh no, I don't want that happening to Rinwell. That'd be terrible. Decreased aggro L. Damage down. Down damage. Resistance plus the elemental attack. Then for law. Oh, I don't have any higher level Bremors yet. I bet I can find something better though, so we won't do laws yet. Heal Bangle. Spirit Bangle. Huh, okay, well that might be kind of nice. Lucky Bangle. $5,000 gold. Yeah, let's do it. Null's Curse. I wish I could make a better, like, a 4-star one.
Maybe it's time I try on something new.
Let's see here. Buff Bangle. The better Lucky Bangle. The better Warrior Emblem. And the better Magic one. Pierce Emblem. I mean, I'd almost rather him have, like, the Protect Ring. And she could have the Resist Ring. Cook before resting. We want sashimi. And we'll let Kisara make it.
This looks perfect. Guaranteed to hit the spot. All right, it's done. Apologies for the wait, you guys.
That's a lot of fish you cut up again, Kisara.
That's because I caught so many earlier. If you're going to eat them, it's best to do it while they're still fresh.
Was it difficult slicing up that many fish?
No, I'm used to it. It's no big deal for me at this point.
I know I probably shouldn't be saying this after all the trouble you went through, but I've never really understood the appeal of sashimi.
Oh, I'm sorry, Law. I didn't realize. I only make it because it's an easy way to deal with big catches when I fish.
You haven't done anything wrong, Kisara. Law, if you don't like the flavor, you're always welcome to add some of my spices to it.
Hey, yeah, that might work. I'll just put some of this here.
What's wrong, Law? I've never seen someone jump up and sprint off that fast.
He ran as soon as he took a bite of that sashimi.
Was he crying because of the taste?
No.
I don't think the sashimi is the problem here, guys.
It's Alpha's spices. Don't work too hard out there. Kisara, catch and fillet. Oh, would you look at that? I suddenly have another art for her. Subquest. Power Strike. The Advanced Solo Training Grounds. Boss Fish Caught, Silver Marlin. Boss Fish Species Caught, 1. Novice Solo Training Grounds. Booty crap. Accessory forged mystic crest. Raised every type of animal. Solo, subquest, and another subquest. Solo, Demon Strike proficiency, artifact collected, meal cooked grilled rapid, Mystic Lover, and Owl Sanctuary. Alright, well, I mean, I guess we'll keep saving up points. We're doing alright. I'm not necessarily needing anything at the moment. Okay, so that is everything taken care of in Calaglia now. And it looks like we have one in Sisloden. We have lots of side quests that we gotta take care of, folks.
Finally. If only we
That's
could have
what we're gonna
flown with
do.
the wind to get here faster.
Well, there's only so much we can do.
Huh?
Hmm?
You?
You're?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could that be?
Could that be?
What the hell? Oh, come on. Again? I'm skeptical. Maybe if we use that. You did it! Calm down, dude. Let's hurry.
I never thought I'd actually see them put guy language in
What
a video
language was
game.
that? Lies? I didn't understand a word of it.
Sorry about that. That was Padmo, an old friend of mine. He's like a little bro to me. There's a Zoogle on the loose that he couldn't finish off. Want to help deal with it?
Another? Well, I guess it can't.
No matter which way we go, it's a bit of a walk, but this is probably the closest one.
He helped.
It's freezing.
Get lost!
You're mine!
Sweeping him up is a one-man job.
By all means, be my guest.
I mean,
Okay.
you can help if you want.
Definitely
No
need to
scratches
get
on my shield or
rid of Severing Wind.
my armor. What's with that shining flow over there?
No choice. Rising Wyvern! I'm on Lunarongo! Turn the tables on it.
There are still more left.
Right. No time to hold back.
Barely a blip on our radar.
Ooh. Well, aren't you an interesting looking fella? Please don't be stupidly high leveled. Okay, not that bad.
This will be a delicious piece of cake. Here I go. I'm only getting started.
Rising Wyvern! Hurricane Thrust! There! Hurricane Thrust!
Flying free! Why can't they just sit still?
Gia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than
You
done.
picked the wrong fight! Rising Wyvern! Hurricane Thrust! There! Hurricane Thrust!
Here I go. You're mine.
Rising Wyvern! There! a fit!
Dance in the wind!
Here! Rising Wiper! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! First strike!
The enemy needs us too.
We'll soon see about that.
I'm on it! Rising Wiper! Hurricane Thrust!
He's it!
Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! This one's rolled on!
He's it!
This one's mine. Wait now. Can you all touch away?
Here I go.
Magic is
Eater!
there. Ready to go. Wait now.
Thrust!
Can you all touch away?
Here I come!
Healing
Eternal devastation!
If we can
Crashing blade! This ends now!
Armor won't save you!
Lunar corruption.
Crashing blade!
Now, leave it to her.
Here I go.
Here I come! It's over! I'm on it! Try harder! Move! First strike! Hurry up, nut! Rising Wiper! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! First strike! Rising Wiper! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! This one's all mine! Rising Wiper! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! Hurricane Thrust!
Here I go.
It's showtime! Rising Wiper! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! I'm on it!
Here I go.
First strike! Burn in hell!
Damn it.
Where are you going?
I'm on it! I'll tear you apart! Move escape! Rising Wiper! I'm on it! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Rising Wiper! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! You may be strong, but I'll never back down! Coyote! Stay away from my friend!
Now you see what I can do!
Dark Striking Blade! You're mine! You're finished! Do it!
Astral energy.
Say no more! You're mine! It's over! I'm on it! Hurricane Thrust! I'll tear you apart! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! You're mine! I'll tear you apart! Tear! Hurricane Thrust!
Oh, jeez. I didn't realize Shion was down.
They're not playing around.
I'm on it!
Also, I'm going to turn everybody's arts back on. Now there's no real point in only doing wind. He's not. We're doing plenty enough damage as is. So may as well not hobble my guys with their spells. It was needed against that other one though, because he was just doing so much damage. I needed to make sure everybody else was maximizing damage as well.
Here comes something big!
Try to dodge. Freeze, Lancer. I can breathe.
Shattering the pieces!
Burn it hell! Rising Wyvern! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! Hurricane Thrust!
I'm on it! Now you see what I can do! I'm on it!
Raging Cascade.
Nice.
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
Rending Titan Fang. Nice. Crap, now I wish I would have made sure I had the drop more parts food. Maybe I'll do that. I'll cook some food before the next one, because those guys are...
Looks like we made it here.
Those parts are going to be very, very useful.
Oh, yeah!
Huh?
Hey! What?
Huh? I'm skeptical.
Is that...
What? Hey!
What?
What's going on here?
Oh, come on.
Huh?
Okay, if I had to take a wild guess, he's accusing Law of breaking the bro code.
He just thinks something's going on between
And
me
now he's also
Rinwell.
teasing him about a
And
potential
Rinwell being
relationship.
Rinwell took it the wrong way. Which means now I'm getting an earful from both of them.
That really didn't explain anything.
It explained everything. What are you talking about?
We've reached our destination.
I wonder if something happened.
Who are you? Oh, Lord Dohelium, it's you.
Why?
Indeed. Is there a problem? I don't know if I'd go that far, but have you heard the rumors about the area up ahead, my lord? I haven't. Do you know about these rumors, perchance, Kassan?
Oh, yeah?
Somewhat. I've heard of people claiming they hear rumbling in the ground, and how they see some sort of strange light at night. Well, they're true, and things have only gotten more and more strange ever since this shooting star crash landed here recently. In fact, I tried to talk to the guards about it, but they were really gruff and just told me to back off since it's dangerous. Huh. I have half a mind to tell them to tone it down a little if that's how they're treating ordinary citizens. Dohelium, no. If you say something, it'll turn into a whole incident. Let me try talking to them. Hold on a moment. Did you mention there was a shooting star? Yes. I'm scared something's going to happen, but I don't know what to do. We mustn't ignore this. Dohelium, you don't think it might be one of those lights that emerged from the wedge? Possibly. This is one rumor we can ill afford to ignore. Fret not. We shall investigate. For now, I urge everyone to avoid the area until we've ascertained the situation. Oh, thank you, Lord Dohelium. I understand. Please, do be careful out there. Oh, shit.
It'd be bad news if this had something to do with that wedge business.
What I don't get is, why here? What could possibly be out here?
We'll find out for ourselves whether it's coincidence or something more.
Yes, I wish to rest. We haven't done like a proper rest and chatted with people for a while.
I can't eat anymore.
Okay, number one. Okay, we have not missed any. Number two. More dropped items. make with someone else. Obviously, we shall talk with Shion.
Shion, could we talk a moment?
Do you mind if we chat a bit?
Now there's something I never thought I'd hear you say.
Remember when we talked about what it was like for me growing up? Well, I thought it only fair that I also get to ask what you were like as a child.
My childhood? Maybe you missed the memo that was going around, but I can't remember anything of my past.
I know.
Except
Just
now you know.
whatever you can remember. There's gotta be something, right?
Let me think. Well, have I ever told you about my army days? Back when I used to serve under a Danon master?
Yeah, but that must have been after you were already grown up, right? Do you happen to remember anything from back when you were younger?
Actually, I remember I had a kid with me.
You had a kid?
No, of course not. The child's father was another soldier. Back in those days, we risked our lives for a master we'd never even seen. We just fought for them and didn't even question it. When that kid's dad died and I saw them sitting there crying, I felt this bitter, indescribable feeling. It was like I was drinking something toxic that I knew I shouldn't, but couldn't stop. It was strange. I never understood why I reacted like that. Soldiers died every day. It wasn't anything new.
What it tells me is that deep down, you were the same man then as you are now. You've never been able to accept injustice in the world.
If you keep talking like that, you're going to embarrass me. I wonder whatever happened to that master and poor kid. Not that there's any way of knowing now. You know, I just remembered that kid was good at sewing dolls. They gave me one once. It was a good luck charm to protect me.
Dolls?
You are now
I'm
closer
looking
to
forward
Shion.
to breakfast. Come on, guys. We've got lots to do.
Okay, so let's find out where in Sam Hill. Title plane. And I can't fast travel today, so we're just gonna go. It's not like it's super far away anyway.
Now! Here I come! This one's all mine! Hurricane Thrust! There! Hurricane Thrust!
A wailing banshee of lightning!
Together, that wasn't even a problem.
Oh, that's new.
Oh, wow!
What's that thing? It's like that rock's got a face. Indeed. It didn't used to be here as I understand it. Written accounts mention a Danon temple once stood here that enshrined an earth spirit, though none of it was thought to remain.
Yeah.
But judging from the way the rock looks and all the grass covering it, sure seems like it's been here a while. Bear in mind, this area is rich in earth astral energy that may explain the abundant grass. Could this really be one of those lights from the wedge? I don't see any signs of it being alive. Looks like we can enter underneath the face. What should we do? What else? We shall enter and investigate. Turning back won't resolve anything. If you're so sure, feels like we're going to be swallowed up walking in there. Okay, so I have a distinct feeling that we are going to be getting into something of a lore dump. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to call it a night. I've hit the 3 hour mark anyways though. And while for once I don't have to work tomorrow, I do need to take care of a bunch of stuff in order to A, do the streaming, and B, um, get ready for the holiday traveling stuff. So, I will say thank you, folks, for tuning in to the Flying T-Bar C tonight. Once again, announcements to reiterate from the beginning of the stream. I normally don't stream on Tuesdays. However, I'm going to do a matinee show and the Throwback Thursday show tomorrow on Tuesday because of holiday rescheduling plus work scheduling changing stuff because I work in retail. And all that fun stuff. So we will be definitely doing Mega Man tomorrow and either Pokemon or more Tales of Arise. I haven't decided yet. Probably Pokemon though, because I want to play more Pokemon. Also, don't forget, you can find me at Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter, all at the Flying T-Bar C. Well, specifically Flying T-Bar C, not the. What else is there? Oh, yeah, I will make a tweet about the schedule rechanging stuff, so that'll be a thing. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll find somebody to raid. I mean, everybody there's got quite a few viewers, so I guess we will raid. Oh, hang on here. Let's go check out and see if anybody is playing any sort of Tales games or something.
Well, everybody's going to go down to the Marlin.
Hang on. Tales of. Just search Tales of, because that'll. Or, no. That was not the correct thing to do. We'll just go with one of the usual suspects, I think. And we'll do Lyra Q. She is playing more Yakuza Like a Dragon. Besides, I like rating Lyra. She's fun to chat with.